Don't start to.
Right. Welcome everyone. Um, sorry, just give me a minute. Right. So we are off to a great start now. Great. First of all, thank you everyone for joining this session. We are happy that you all signed up and now you are here. Hopefully you will get like a lot of people to also like join us as we proceed. And before we actually like start and like get into like the meat of the actual session, I just wanted to like quickly like run us through what Design IT Africa is all about and why we are running this event today. So a little bit about the organization that's planning the building product with artificial intelligence event today. Design IT Africa, we are a tech agency that seeks to equip young people with IT skills needed to thrive in the 21st century. We've been in existence since 2018, and myself, I'm Ali Ajagbe, and I was opportune. I've been the person like sitting at like the forefront of the operations of Design IT Africa, and of course I'm privileged to work with amazing people within the organization. Two of them are the ones actually like facilitating like the event today and tomorrow, and it's really been great, being able to like work towards like the development of Nigeria and the continent of Africa at large. But really, like we are looking to build a community of designers, developers, and creators across Africa who are passionate about solving real problems with technology. Because just equipping young people with IT skills is not like the only thing that matters, right? We also want to be able to see these young people leveraging the tech skills that we've been able to like teach and equip them with in order to like build workable solutions for like different problems in their respective communities. And our action plan is mostly like three phase. First of all, we have tech events, one of which we are currently like having today, where we just try to like cast our net into like into like the entire like market to see like if there's one person that we can just like have like a session where they'll be able to like learn and benefit from whatever we're talking about our program and learn more about our initiatives. So that's why we're having like one of the like this building product with artificial intelligence event today. Then we also have Tech Awareness Tour, which we call Techator. And Techator is basically an initiative that was created to basically like reach young people in marginalized communities. And essentially, we just go to like government-owned secondary schools where they don't necessarily have access to computer resources, and we just like try to expose them to like the different opportunities within the tech space. And then lastly, we have our flagship program called the Design IT Africa Scholars Program. That's it's an annual tech training program where we basically recruit scholars and then we train them on IT and leadership skills, and we are also able to like help them develop into like into better leaders that are able to like work with technology and impact their respective communities. And so like I don't want to like bore you guys with like too much talk about what we've been doing and what we're currently like what we've done and what we've been doing. So essentially, I would just like, I would want us to, participate as much as possible, like whether it's a question that you have, while the session is going on. And then also like we have like a small giveaway that will be posting online. And to enter the raffle, you just have to like make sure that okay, you share like one or two things that you've learned. Maybe like as the facilitator is like help as the facilitator is building like the product live. You also have your own replica that you're building like at the back end, and then you just like post a screenshot, or maybe like it's something that the facilitator said that okay that you really learned. Just like if it's a tweet, if it's an Instagram post, if it's a LinkedIn post, make sure you tag us and use the hashtag building product with AI, and we'll be randomly like selecting like people to actually give like a small prize to like show like a token of appreciation. Then most importantly, like what we're really looking forward to is all of you guys that have joined, learning, participating, asking questions, and yes, having fun, because we are looking forward to like the amazing things, the amazing product that we're going to build today. And yeah, so I'll just quickly like introduce like Bukola Olapade, and as you might have seen on like the Eventbrite notification, this is a 2-day event. So we have the first session today, and second session tomorrow. And then the first session today will be facilitated by Bukola Olapade, who is a product designer and technical all-rounder who thrives at the intersection of creativity, usability, and impact. And Bukola blends rigorous thinking with visual sensitivity and doesn't just stop at design. He codes as well, building live products that solve real problems. You'll see an example of that in this session. Bukola uses AI to achieve a serial builder status. His work is driven by a user-centered approach, understanding context, designing with empathy, and ensuring that products aren't just beautiful but genuinely useful. He loves philosophical debates, volunteering, and leveling up through designing. You'll find him exploring adventure games, especially ones where building utopian worlds is part of the fun. So I will leave the floor to Bukola now, and I'm hoping that we all have fun together, during this session. And remember, tag us on either Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, and then use the hashtag building product with AI, and we'll be happy to engage with like the people that participate in the giveaway. Up to you, Bukola. I'll stop sharing my screen now.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ali. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining in. My name is Bukola Olapade. Ali has already done an introduction, but I just want to, I'll just say that again. So I'm very, very happy to get to talk today, get to like hands-on show you guys how to build products with AI. And I can't wait to get into it. But before we get into it, I just want to ask a question, and you can just raise your hands if this applies to you. Can you just do a raise of hands via like or a reaction if you're going to like be following actively, like you're going to be using your laptop while we're doing this workshop. We're going to be using your laptop and then you're going to be following actively. I just want to know if I need to like carry anybody along personally. You can just raise your hand or you can just react or something like that. That would help. So it's totally fine if you're not going to be following, like if you're not going to be using a laptop and coding or we're not going to code at least on this spot. But it's totally fine if you're not going to be using a laptop or anything right now. But you can definitely try any of the things that we're going to do here on this call later by yourself. So what we're doing today is very, very hands-on. So attention would actually do you the world of good, like if you just pay attention. But there's nothing too technical in everything we're doing. In fact, I myself, I don't class myself as a technical person in so many ways. I'm a product designer, by the way. Like, so what we do is like we design products. We it's pixels, it's squares and circles for us and colors. It is not code like everybody else. But what we're going to do today, you might see something that looks like code, but we're not going to touch it. Don't worry. We're not doing anything too technical, obviously. It is what everybody should be able to do, what everybody can do. So I'm going to get right into it. I'm going to share my screen for a bit just to follow through. But just before we go ahead, I'm going to share a link into the chat. This is because on this call, my topic is basically going to be trying to target is using building rapid prototyping with Google AI Studio and Antigravity. So it is. I'm going to share my screen now. What you're seeing on my screen is just my notes. It's not anything. So I'm going to share this link in the chat. That's the link to download Antigravity. Don't if you don't have Antigravity, we're not going to be using it right now. But if you don't have Antigravity, I would advise that if you're going to be following through or just for later, please download Antigravity. So I'm sharing the tab for downloading Antigravity. Antigravity works for all the various operating systems as Mac OS, Windows, and Linux. And we're going to use it later on on this call. We're going to like walk through Antigravity, and then you're going to like see how it works. But what we're going to do today is a large part of it is going to be done on Antigravity. So please, if you don't already have it, you can just install it. And if you're going to like try this later on, definitely you can just save this link somewhere so that you can download it later and install it on your laptop. So what we're trying to do, there's an agenda for what I'm trying to do today, and what I want to do is I want to build AI has been like the boss over the past few years. About 2022, I think, ChatGPT came out, and then everything changed after that. I think it's 2022 or 2022. ChatGPT came out, and then everything changed after that. We're chatting with AI, we're telling AI so many personal things, and then it moved from just talking to AI to creating content with AI to writing code with AI, and then Claude, and then Gemini. We had Bard before Gemini, and then there's a whole progression of how AI has gone over the years. And right now, we're seeing a very, very big wave of people building products with AI. And it makes it so much easier. I mean, people are talking about, oh, is AI taking the software engineer's job? But that's not what we're going to be talking about today. What we really want to focus on is to actually do that software engineer job, or just build the products that a software engineer would build normally in days or weeks, and just build them in under 30 minutes and just see how we can ship products fast. Now, for your own test, you can decide to look around you and say, okay, and decide to think, what do you want to build later on. But for this particular workshop, we're going to build Health Sync. And the idea, I'm going to explain the basic idea of what we're trying to build. What we're trying to build is a AI-powered diagnostic companion that helps translate medical jargon, more like medical test results, and to translate it into plain English. Just summarize it for you and say that, oh, this is what this particular medical results mean. So if you've ever gone to an hospital, maybe done a test before, they will give you some particular papers and they say, okay, this is your test result, something like that. What we're just going to build today is just a simple tool that you can just snap that test result, post it, attach it to this particular tool, and it just interprets it that, okay, this is what this means, this is what that means. Now, we can maybe build it with features that would allow you to prescribe recommendations or something like that. But remember, it's not a doctor. AI is not your doctor. AI is not your all those kind of things. We need to put disclaimers like that. So we're going to go ahead and start. What we are going to start with is AI Studio. I'm going to share that screen very soon. So I'm loading it up. So AI Studio is many things. AI Studio works in as many things in many ways. Let me make sure that I share this link with everybody via chat. The link that I'm currently of the page I'm currently on is aistudio.google.com. So it's Google AI Studio basically. So Google has done a lot when it comes to AI, and in fact I mean we have to give it to them. And everything is built on Gemini, both Antigravity, Google AI Studio, Gemini itself, I mean, and then View, so many of them that they do. And everything is connected to each other. So if in the case where I'm using my Google account, yeah, it is kind of connected to my anti-gravity, kind of connected to my Gemini, normal Gemini.google.com and the other things. So it's all connected, and there's context keeping, all those kind of things, and it's very interesting when you explore Gemini in total. But I'm not yet to what's the name? I'm not yet to promote Gemini, but Gemini is really cool. Just like and relax. So what let's start with Gemini. Sorry, we're going to start with. Sorry, I want to make sure that everybody quickly can hear me. Just this is just appearing there normal. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Please let me know that just I'll try to adjust mine as well. Okay, I'm trying to share my screen, but let me know if you can see my screen.
You can't see it yet. You can't see your screen yet. Okay, we can see your screen now. We can see your screen.
Okay, thank you. So I'm going to continue. Let me just I'm going to continue. So I'm going to open up Gemini just for a start. I already explained what we're going to be working on in on basic terms. Health tool that is initially started. We're trying to build an health tool that is that's going to be able to like interpret test results. Simple. So we're going to have to prompt. I mean that's the whole thing about AI and building with AI. We do a lot of prompting. So what I want to do. The process I want to go about this is prompt was a very fast step. Should I say it again? I want to prompt Gemini so that it can give me the prompts to prompt AI Studio and Antigravity. So it's very funny, but like that's how going to go about. It is it's lazy, but yes, that's it. So I'm going to go ahead and write my prompts. Now, the thing about using AI is that prompt engineering is the key thing. Prompt engineering is king. In the world of AI, we everybody has access to AI, but the best prompts wins, I guess. Like that's the way we that's the future of prompt engineering. How best we can prompt AI to try as much as possible to make sure that I can bring out. So I'm going to give you a lot of context. Okay, I'm going to start now. Let me stop talking. Okay, so I'm going to tell it. I'm telling it that okay, I'm building a product called LSync. The basic idea of the project. It's meant to be a tool that helps interpret medical test results. Pardon my language. If there's any medical students here, there's medical jargon, really. Medical jargon to layman terms. Okay. So in the next line, I'm going to try to describe exactly how I want it to look like. So I've given it basic context. So it's roots, stats, homepage. Now your imagination is where the AI stops as you can build. So I'm imagining the collects image data of the test results. Process these results and summarize. I hope I'm spelling this correctly. I think I am. So you don't need to use the same language I'm using. You don't need to use the same but you don't need to use the same language I'm using or the same grammar I'm using. You can describe it as basic as possible. You don't need to use speed grammar too. Okay, so next thing, let me try to see. Okay, I've put it at the beginning, and okay, now I need to give you context of what I'm using to build it. So I'm going to say that I'm going to tell it. I would be building this. It's Google AI Studio. Remember, that's the reason why I'm here. Google AI Studio plus Antigravity. And I need step okay, no, let me explain better. Google AI Studio, you need to understand what I'm doing. Where you get to understand what I'm doing. I'll start with Google AI Studio. Do some basic prompting to get these products, then exports to Antigravity. Okay, next time I'm looking to have my need to have my prompts later down, but it would have been so weird if I was copying and pasting prompts just for you guys. Okay, export to Antigravity to finish it up. I need you now. Tell it what I need. I need you to create prompts. Every step. And crash. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to eat submit. I'm going to let it sink and bring out whatever is the answer to the prompt. So like I said, it's just basic. What I'm going to recap meanwhile I've been trying to do, trying to prompt Gemini and Antigravity later. You're just going to see this is going to be beautiful for you. But if you want with the likes of Lovable or Claude, in fact, if you want Claude before, this might not be new. It might just this might not. Yeah. But okay, so that's giving us. Okay, so it has split the things into two phases, like we want to do. Okay, 5 phases actually. That's more than I expected. We're going to start with where to do the engine. We're going to that's giving us the prompts, the guidelines. Step 2 prompts. Phase 2 we're going to export to Antigravity. And it has also given us a prompt for UI prompts. Okay, and step 5, we're just going to refine and scale later on, or other things like that. Sorry, can I get response? If you can hear me properly, just like thumbs up. Okay, thank you. Okay, so now that I have this prompt, okay, just for the fact that we are on the call, I'm going to share this prompt to you. I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste it in the chat again, just for everybody, so that you can always keep all these links and you can use them later if you want to do this thing by yourself later. So I have copied the link of this and I've pasted it in the Google messages here. You can always check it later and you can always look at the prompt and use them later. So I'm going to move on now. From doing this, we're going to go straight to Google AI Studio. So Google AI Studio allows you to do a lot of things. So you can create slides, you can keep context studio is the way it manages context. You know, I know that ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, all of them manage context, but there's a way that Google AI Studio does it that is just different. And all the various things that you can do with it. So I'm going to start with the first prompt that we got on Gemini. Let me get that. So the prompt is space this institution kind of AI should be. You're the core engine of the goal is to be. Okay, so I'm going to paste this. Hold on. You're going to see it very soon. So I'm pasting this directly into Google AI Studio. It is quite, how would I say it's confrontational. No, confrontational would not be the word, but it's quite direct to describing what the application is. So I'm going to hit enter, build. It is going to take a while. It's going to take a while, but it is not going to be the perfect product in first. So it's going to build something, but it is not going to be perfect. And then prompt by prompt by prompt, we're going to perfect it. And that, I mean, it is if it was magic, we would not need to have a call like this. We would just tell you.
We can't hear you anymore. Hello? We can't hear you.
Guys, no worries. It's just having like a slight issue with his internet. So
Can you hear me now?
okay, yeah, good. Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay, so I actually do notice the times that I'm trying to keep track also. I'm trying to notice. So instead, I pasted what's the name? The prompt into Google AI Studio. I said I was going to eat build, but my internet too was fumbling. So right now it is going to build, and what I'm saying is that it's not going to be the perfect product, but prompt by prompt we're going to like perfect it as much as possible. Now it is not compulsory we use every prompt that Gemini just gave us. I mean that's if we just push everything one by one by one by one, it's going to give us the AI slop, of course. But we want to be able to like tune it to there are some things that we'll notice and then we would attack them and properly build them because yeah, the Gemini did not predict the problems that we're going to run into. Okay, this is taking a while.
I think in the meantime, like the participant can go ahead and ask any question that they might have about like what we've learned so far. Maybe it's about like Gemini prompting or Google AI Studio or any other thing related.
Okay, yeah, that's a good idea. Thank you. So if you have any question, you can just raise your hand and then you can just ask. Okay, does anyone have any questions or any notes or anything that they think that would be nice for us to like go over during this workshop? Okay, so I think I saw a question about anti-gravity having access to your. Okay, let me verify that. So can anti-gravity have access to your Figma files remotely? Not yet. Figma has not directly allowed that yet. So the thing is, I really really hope that it gets implemented one day. But the thing about sorry, somebody just okay, hold on a bit. I'm trying to make sure. So the thing about the oh my god, this thing is so the thing about Figma is Figma has its own AI, and that's Figma Make, right? So they're trying to promote their AI as much as possible. So trying to move to anti-gravity is trying to allow you to move to anti-gravity is not available yet. But if you do use Figma Make to create something, you can always export it. You can always export it and export it like we're going to do on Create today. No, not offline. It's a local tool. So that means you use it on your laptop, like my file to or move them to Antigravity directly or automatically. So this has finally like gone to sketching. The sketching, so you can see what it is doing here, and that's moved on at least finally. So while it is still doing this, if anybody has any other questions, we can just answer them, or we can just poke at some other things. Okay, so somebody is asking if for somebody that has not done anything tech related, that can they do this whole thing? I believe yes. You see, the reason why I cannot answer definitely is because I'm not. I have some technical. I mean, I'm a product designer. I have some technical knowledge. I'm not going to deny that I don't have any technical knowledge at all. So it is different for me, right? Because I work with developers, I work with engineers and stuff like that. That I don't I have a knowledge of these things already, but I believe that without technical knowledge you can do these things. But it depends on what you're trying to build. Now, what we're trying to build might be a little bit technical today in terms of like we are trying to build a tool that is going to what's the name? That's going to help. Just trying to build something that solves your own everyday problem. This thing keeps canceling. Or something that solves your own everyday problem. Then it shouldn't be a big deal at all. So I'm going to have you guys excuse me a bit. My network might break right now.
Yeah, I think while Bukola is trying to fix his internet, I can just like continue from where he stopped, where he was talking about how he couldn't like confidently say like whether like you don't need like any form of like tech skill because himself is a he's been working as a product designer, and then he works a lot with developers and like basically like technically oriented individuals. But like I think as you can see, like right from like where we started essentially, like we've been working and like I think the I mean I also like posted it on my LinkedIn sometime like recently. Like one opportunity that artificial intelligence affords us in this 21st century is that it's reducing like the barrier to entry for like a lot of this like technical stuff. And of course, like we can't underestimate like the effort that it requires, like gain like these technical skills. But then I think you should see it as like that elevated level of confidence when it comes to like interacting with this artificial intelligence to build like technical product essentially. So I would say that your question for someone that has never done anything related to tech and product designing,
uh, you can be more confident about like getting started. And like you don't necessarily have to like worry too much about, oh, I have to like learn every single thing like right from scratch. I mean, it's still like recommended that like you learn these things, because like there will be some things that you can't just like rely on artificial intelligence to do for you. For instance, like security for your app or security for your product. So I still like recommend that, like outside of like using artificial intelligence to like build these things and everything like that, you still want to be able to like have some technical background knowledge, put in some effort, but then that like the speed at which you can now like do these things is like much faster, as opposed to like when you didn't have to like use AI. And I think up until now, we've not actually like leveraged any technical skill or any technical knowledge per se, but we've just like relied on like having like an imagination of like what we want to build, telling that to AI, like the Gemini, and then like having like Gemini put it in like in terms that Anthropic could like work with and like try to like build something off of. So now I will leave it back. I will leave it to Bukola to continue. Bukola, are you there? You're muted if you're
Yes,
speaking.
yes, I'm actually here. Thank you very much for that. I totally had all that, and I'm going to share my screen again.
Yeah. But like in the
Yes.
meantime, there's also like one question in the chat about, if you could compare and contrast Antigravity and Anthropic Claude Opus 4.5.
Okay. I I use one more than the other. I'm just going to say I use one more than the other. So like I don't think I'm the right person to like compare. If Thompson is on this call, he will totally be able to help you out with that question. But since I use anti-gravity more than Claude, so I would totally go biased to anti-gravity side and talk about more about anti-gravity. I can explain the things I can do with anti-gravity. I know that a lot of those things can also be done with Claude, but I'm just comfortable on the tool on that tool on anti-gravity because of what's the name? Because of the credit limit that supports me. So there's nothing about Claude. I mean, and everybody talks about it. It's always about the fact that the credit limits. If you really want to like enjoy using Claude, you probably want to be on the pro plan or something. But with anti-gravity, you can use a student plan. So like there is the student plan that a lot of people are on. I know that I feel like there might be a lot of university students here, and they might already be on that student plan, and that helps them. There are student plans that a lot of people are on, and I am not on a student plan. I'm on a family plan, but it helps, right? So it gives you a lot of credits. Like for example, AI Studio is 1 million credits, and like I think 1 million credits per month or something like that, and that's a lot of credits if you are working on various things. So anti-gravity too has the something has that kind of capability. I have never run out of credits using anti-gravity before. So I in fact don't even know the amount of credits I do have on anti-gravity, and I use anti-gravity a lot. So there is that part of it, and that's why I stay on anti-gravity really. But I cannot be the one to compare here because like I don't use Cloud a lot as much as I use anti-gravity at least. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen again just to continue what I was presenting. This is quite tiring because it keeps breaking. Uh, the network keeps breaking, and I mean that's the disadvantage of Nigerian network. It's, let's go with it works finally, and we just move on. If not, I'm just going to create another chat, and then we're just going to like move on. But this is wasting our time. So it skips past, yeah. Okay, let me try to see what I can do. I didn't expect this one. I think this is going on. It's not the chat. Yes, clear. This is okay. My network is breaking. God, which kind of network is this? Ethel with displays, you know. Actually, let me make this. Then we should start instead. Let's start thinking.
Bukola, there's one question on the chat about
I guess you're
can
listening to us.
Antigravity make component and design assets? I don't know if you have the answer to that. Are you still here?
Sorry, come again.
There's a question in the chat about if anti-gravity could make components and design assets.
I'm still here. I'm still here. Okay. So you mean design components like Figma design component, or what kind of component?
I think that's what the person is asking about.
I mean, sorry, if you're working with Figma, no. Like I said, Antigravity and Figma, they are like different tools. They don't work together in any way. But if you're working with React or you're working on Next.js or whatever, and then you're trying to create React component and that kind of thing, like definitely it can be React components, all those kind of things. But like not Figma component, not design component. No, it doesn't do that. So if you want to do that, you want to use Figma make AI. That's like Figma's AI, and that's a new different. That's a different AI on its own. But I'm very curious. I've not tried doing something like.
Oh, I see. Wait, I think Ali Usman is also like coding alongside us. Like, do you want to share your screen since you have like the same prompt? Like while we have Bukola rejoin. Ali Usman, and of course you can unmute and like talk with that. If you have the session on your laptop, if you have it on your laptop, you might be able to like share your screen directly and show us what Google AI Studio was able to build for you.
Okay. So actually, like right now, I joined the meeting like with my phone. So I think I have like switched to my laptop directly to share my screen. It will like take maybe 1 or 2 minutes for that.
Ayusman was following along with his laptop, and Gemini guys like produced like a website for him. So I was just talking about how if you could share.
Yeah. I just share his screen and I'll just continue using his screen. That's fine. I don't know. Yeah. If screen, I'm going to share the Gemini. Like I already shared the Gemini link. To everything. I'm trying to like control one screen. I've not able to do that earlier, which is available. So we'll just like work on that. Sorry, I'm so sorry. So Usman, whenever you're ready.
Hey, Usman, whenever you're ready. And also, guys, remember in the meantime, you can ask any question that you might have, about building with AI or anything along those lines. Because there's a lot of things that you could build with AI. Remember, so and it doesn't just stop at like just like a web app. It's like there's a lot of like other functionalities, and I think tomorrow, like I'm hoping that like you guys are able to like rejoin. Tomorrow we'll kind of like see how you could utilize AI with processes. Like you could now like here we are only like like working like say like one or two interfaces, but tomorrow Fatima will be showing us how you can connect like one system to another system to another system, all of them interacting with like different AI endpoints, and it's so beautiful to see. So who is sharing their screen? Yeah, I think it's here. Bukola, you have the floor again.
Okay. So I'm seeing a question. Let me quickly answer this question as I'm going forward.
Okay.
Please, I just want to keep saying, what's his name? Please, can you just get ready to share your screen if in case this is going to still pot me up or something, just for future purposes, and just keep following. Thank you very much. Okay. Okay, Usman is presenting at the same time, so I'm just going to. Yeah, thank you. Okay. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to pin. I'm going to use both at the same time. Just Usman, continue presenting. I'm going to pin myself. Yeah, okay. Sorry, Usman. If you're using two devices, you have to mute one of them. Thank you. Okay. Let me try to pin my screen just for.
So for now, can you like hear me? I think like now like the device was one like kind of syncing, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. So we've been able to. So I'm just going to continue presenting. So we've been able to create. You see, if you can see Usman's screen and my screen. So okay, just to answer, and if anybody is asking about if this meeting is recorded, yes, I believe this meeting is being recorded. I believe. I hope Ali is secret of that. Okay, so
Yeah, it's being recorded.
okay, so if you can see Usman's screen and my screen at the same time, two screens being shared, you will notice that two different things have been created. On Usman's side, there is a home page that has been created. It depends on his prompt, on what Gemini gave him as his prompt, and it has created. Usman, can you scroll down a little bit? And if you see on my home screen, you will see that it is much more direct in its presentation, and that's in fact what I really wanted. I wanted it to be very, very direct. So my own is just drag and drop and analyze. So Usman's own is much more detailed home page. Usman, can you get started and let's see how your own works. I think I like this method where we're able to like use two different people's view just to see that it's different presentation for different people depending on your prompt. So I'm just going to go ahead. Usman, we can just click get started and let's see how it works on your own end.
Okay. So
I'm going to try to on my own hand. I'm going to try to drop something. What do you say, Usman?
yeah, so what I'm basically like saying like the way that like this one like my own like what is it called, the app like working is that like you initial like when you come to the like page, so you like it will show you like this button like upload report. So as you mentioned that like the app will be like kind of like it will like take an image of a like result, like medical result, like let's say maybe like you did like some thesis, maybe you did like maybe malaria, typhoid, and kind of that cases. And you wanted to like kind of like let's say understand maybe what's like maybe the label of the malaria. You know, like there are kind of like medical jargons and things like that. So basically, I just like give the this thing the Google AI Studio like the prompt, like telling him and like kind of like explaining what I wanted. And although like I also like followed like whatever like you wrote like in terms of like the prompting, but I kind of like make it like a little bit like more personalized to like what I want as the result. So maybe that's like what makes mine like result as like a little bit different from yours. But like if I can like take you on demo, so like if you wanted to like let's say for this like app, like if you wanted to like let's say upload something, you come to like to this upload report. So here like you, I hope like my screen is share like everybody can see my screen, right? If you can see my screen, can you like use like thumb up?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
We can
let's say like I have like these are like kind of like screenshots, so I don't have like a medical like image for now with me. I'll just like upload like maybe a random like screenshot from my computer. So let's like maybe upload like this screenshot. We select it. So we like you see like this is the like the this thing here, like it comes down like it has like been uploaded to the page. So here like this is like let's say this is like maybe our image, maybe like let's consider this as our like medical report, or but like this is not medical report, but like let's just consider that as a medical report. So you come and like press analyze result. So you can see like it lost like it will take like maybe like a little time like for it to kind of like analyze the result and understand whatever like details that is in the in the report that you provided.
Bukola, can you share can you put the file, like the test file that you had on the chat, and then like Usman can use the same something.
Yeah.
Sorry, can you come again?
Like you had like a test like medical report file, right? I think maybe you send it to Usman and then we'll see how it works for that.
Yes, I do. I'm wondering how to send it. Should I just send it over?
You can send it on the chat, like the Google chat.
Yeah, or also like you can also like maybe share it with like maybe with you so that he can share with Usman Akemi, or like with Ali he can share with me. Or
Like you can directly upload files.
Yeah, it's correct.
yes, you can directly upload like files from your phone. But like I don't think so. Let's see.
Yeah, because for me I'm getting the option to.
Like for me, I don't think I have like the option like to take files directly from the meeting.
Yo, Bukola, do you have the option to upload files on the chat? Or is that just like host privilege?
No, I don't. I don't.
Oh, send the file to me then. Send the file to me.
I think that's the host privilege. Okay. Okay. I'll just send it to you on Slack. Okay. So for my own side, I'm just gonna try to explain my own side too. If you can see my own screen too, you would notice that so I clicked. I feel like I should share my entire screen for this one. It's kind of tricky.
Okay.
Before
Should I like stop sharing my own screen?
No. Just hold on. Just hold on for a bit. While you are getting the file from Ali, I'm just going to explain some things.
Okay.
Yeah, I just sent the PDF file on the chat.
Okay, so Usman, I hope you get the PDF file as soon as possible so we can just continue. But on my hand also, it's a very similar thing to what Usman has been explaining. If you are also following, you would also get a similar thing. You can upload and then to analyze and to move on. But I noticed that when I click to upload an image, I'm only seeing image files, not PDF files. Okay. So I'm trying to see if I can. Okay, I found a way to do that. Analysis page. Please upload an image. So you might see my screen saying
It was
analysis page.
showing that
Please
like
upload an image
the
file,
attachment is unavailable.
Try it. Is that on my end or your end? Well, that's the file that you guys are trying to send to each other. Okay, so just to continue, on my hand, you see that the analysis is failing because it only recognizes a PNG file and a JPEG file or etc. images file. I'm going to prompt it now that it should accept PDF files. So that only accepts image files. It's possible. So I'm going to have to share my entire screen very soon. Okay. Okay, Ali, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah. What's up?
Okay, somebody is asking how they can stay in touch with Design Night Africa in case to get the links or something like that. So before you answer, I just want to say that if you're on the Google Developer Students, if you are part of the Google Developer Students, well, this was sort of like collaboration. Sorry, the question that somebody was asking was that how do they stay in touch with Design Night Africa? So that was from my personal. Somebody sent a DM to me personally. So.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. Like staying in touch. Like first of all, like we have our social media platforms. Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, uh, Facebook. So at Design IT Africa on all, literally on all social media platforms, we have like the same username. So you send us a DM or anything like that, and then if you wanna like actually like get in touch and like learn more about our initiatives or like even like volunteer, you can do that. Like all of the information that you need are available via our website. I'll put the link here. That we have apart from this, and yeah, of course, we'll be looking forward to you reaching out.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to you notice that I've continued. So you are going to notice that it has completed building that particular part, and now I uploaded the report again. I'm showing my entire screen now. Please, at any point, if you are not seeing my screen, let me know. I've uploaded the report, and now it is showing the executive summary separately, and then the key metrics is dropped down, so you can like open it and see it. This is much more presentable, at least than what was showing before. This is like actionable steps now for the person. Coordinate with his son at bank to ensure 24/7 supervision, consult with a legal professional, schedule regular checkup, evaluate the home environment, all those kind of things. And then there's a medical disclaimer on that because it's an AI tool. There has to be a medical disclaimer. I just want to say that in case you're building anything with AI that concerns medicine, please always put a disclaimer. It is very important so you not put yourself in legal trouble if somebody uses your in fact, if you're building anything that involves AI, please always put a disclaimer. It's so you don't get into legal trouble because people don't take things plainly as advice or as medical advice or something like that. It's very, very dangerous. So don't take AI AI interpretation as medical advice or AI steps as medical advice, please. So this is just an example that we're trying to put together. So I've uploaded the reports. This is much more better than what we had last time, and it is very, very simple. The summary is here, the lab values for everything. This is better than in fact what we saw in this is 10 pages of too much information, but it has summarized it into key metrics and lab values, what they looked at, orientation to time and place, simple arithmetic, financial literacy, the tests they took, memory retention, and how it happened, what it means, and then it has brought out actionable steps. So now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to stop using Antigravity. I'm still going to stop using AI Studio, and then I'm going to move to Antigravity. But how I'm going to do that is, now, take note of this. There's preview and there's code. Now, remember, just to note, there is no, we're not going to touch code. We're going to see code, but we're not going to touch it. So I'm going to download this. It has downloaded as a zip file, and I'm going to come down to my downloads. I'm going to, this is EltSync now. It came out as EltSync 1. I'm going to extract it. And you can see that there's some files inside that, well, you don't need to understand their names if you're not technical. But if you're technical, you probably understand that, okay, this is using TypeScript, blah, blah, blah. But for non-technical people, you don't need to understand what those files mean exactly. But you can just follow through. EltSync. I'm just going to name it EltSync properly. So now I'm going to open Antigravity. If you have already installed Antigravity, this should just be, just open Antigravity, then you can open the file using Antigravity. Sorry, you can open the folder using Antigravity. So Antigravity works like Virtual Studio Code. If you have ever used Virtual Studio Code before. Now, for those people that have never used it before, that's fine also. But this is just for people that have used Virtual Studio Code. Antigravity works exactly like it. In fact, it's a wrapper of Virtual Studio Code. But so now I'm going to I've selected that particular folder and in Antigravity, and I've totally moved to Antigravity now. Okay, this agent is saying that I should sign in. The agent is saying that I should sign in. This is where I'm supposed to control all of my chats, my conversation with Antigravity. Okay. So in case you're having a problem with that, just create a new conversation and you can start. So now my conversation is going to be here. Let me try to zoom in so that it's not tiny like I used to do it. So let me know if you can see my screen. Just like thumbs up or something. Okay. I don't see any thumbs up. No? Can you guys see my screen? Thank you. Okay. So I'm going to all my prompting now is going to be on this side of Antigravity. Now you might not want to focus on what is happening here and here. Don't bother. What you really need to focus on is this part. Now there are two. Antigravity uses a lot of models. That means you have the variety to use a lot of models, thinking models. You can use Claude Opus. You can use Gemini 3. So yeah, for those people asking about Claude, yeah, so you can use Claude inside Antigravity actually. But I focus on Gemini because I use Gemini Pro, so it's just easier for me to do. So Gemini Pro that's what I'm going to be using. For the beginning of this thing, we're going to use planning mode. So there are two modes for Antigravity. There's the planning mode and the fast mode. Fast mode, whatever you're saying, it's just going to build it fast as possible, sharp, 1, 2, 3, and then it's going to ship it. But planning mode is going to first list an outline of what you're explaining towards the application, and before it actually moves forward and builds it. So we're going to use planning mode for now. Then after that, we're going to move to fast mode because we don't want it to be asking us the same question and we're throwing back at it every time. But if you are new, please always use planning mode so that you don't ship rubbish. So for the first thing first, I'm just going to tell Antigravity to deploy this manually because there's no way we can see what we are building on Antigravity if we don't deploy this project manually. What's that prompt again that I used to use? Deploy this project locally. So this is for non-technical people. Just tell it to deploy this project locally. It is going to undo it itself. Now, if you are technical, you might want to go to terminal to your terminal and start npm run dev units like npm run dev, all those kind of things. Developers know what I'm talking about. But as a non-technical person, please just stick to deploy this project locally. It is going to work on it, and then it's going to deploy it locally. You're going to like see it in your Chrome. It's going to open it up in your Chrome. So for now, let's hold on and wait for it. If there's any question at this point, I would really, really love to entertain them before, because anti-gravity, just like AI Studio, it takes time to think and generate things. Okay, this is taking quite a while. But let's just. I don't think Gemini is going to have that much problem as AI Studio had. I'm stop downloading this rubbish output. Okay, okay, yeah, it's working already. So the thing is, I always enjoy reading the thoughts of anti-gravity, because like, I mean, that's, if you're using Gemini, ChatGPT, all of them are thought. So they specifically, it will first analyze the entire file of what you are doing, then start thinking, okay, I'm focused on this, I'm focused on that, and then it will start running it. It's always very interesting to read, at least for me. And you can also do that if you like, but you might not understand a lot of it. That's fine if you're not technical. You might not understand a lot of it, but it will teach you in some ways some of those technical terms, so that when you're prompting later, you can properly attack some of the things that it has said. So if this deploys the project locally, normally it is going to deploy. It should deploy to local host 3000. You're going to see the link. It's going to tell us the link. So we're going to post that on our Chrome, and then you're going to see it live on our Chrome. Now, for later on, when you want to deploy this like publicly, so that other people can actually interact with your product, you can use Netlify. You can use what's the name of that other one? Vercel. Yes, you can use Vercel or Netlify. For beginners, I recommend Netlify because it is kind of straightforward. Kind of straightforward.
Bukola, you stopped sharing your screen, by the way.
Yeah. Yes. I'm going to. Okay.
Bukola, if you're speaking, you're muted.
Yeah, I mean, there might be some, but like, they have their limit, right? They have the limit of numbers of hours that you can use. So I think something like Bukola could provide some proposal, Kaggle also provide some. Yeah, I think Kaggle, the bank was telling me about like 30 hours per week or something. So they have their limit, but yeah, they have like some free tips. Yeah.
Okay, so sorry. Let me just try to get Usman. Are you following through, or is there any other person following through?
Yeah, like I was able to like follow you like through. Although like right now, like I tried like telling Anticraft like to deploy the project locally, but like it's also like been on process, so it did not like process fully.
Okay, so I didn't get that last part.
What I said is that like it's been like a loading. Like I tried like as you mentioned I should just use like run this locally. So I tried like just like giving the prompt. So I
I
get the
hear you
prompt, but like
now.
still it's on like it's loading. So it did not like deploy the project locally up till now.
Okay, okay. I guess somebody else is also following through, but it doesn't have anti-gravity. So, yeah, in the beginning of this call, hold on, hold on.
So in the beginning of this call, I tried to I sent the link for anti-gravity. I hope that you're able to I hope that you're able to like download it and follow through later. You can just install it later and just follow through.
Okay. So, you see that on my anti-gravity, it has shown that it's telling me that okay, that this is already it has started the process locally and it is on this particular link in my browser. So I can just copy that link and
Hello, can
in
you
my
guys hear me?
browser and open it up. So I'm going to open it up. Yeah. So this
Okay,
is
yeah, thanks. So basically, I just want to raise some stuff
from
like
this
going
period.
ahead, right? So, in terms of the model, right? In terms of
The
the
case
model,
with the local hosts,
data
executive
set,
MP
and
around
sort of
project
things,
direct.
right?
The
So,
command is fine for
I
me,
think
but
first thing is that
let's finish
if I need to
this.
like start looking at some, we need to like start sort of standardizing wherever we are doing, right? Not like making it scattering around, right? And I think the data science guys they need to like think more in a way, right?
Okay, I'm going to
To
try
have
to
some sort of
open local host
like
3000, which is
update or
refusing to
whatever, right?
connect.
And I
This is
think
weird.
we should have like okay, let's say if you are going to like build because at this point I really don't know what models or what aspect of models the I mean
Okay.
I've probably met with each of them like I've probably like look at each of the code or something like that differently
Okay,
differently
so
I
since
want
it
us
is
to
not
have
working
like
on
one
my
single
local,
thing that we are building that
like
not just that
yet,
okay
I'm just going to
this is what
reprompt
we
it.
are building, right?
This could
Okay, if you
be
are
something
building
about the break. I'm just going to tell
bone,
it to
bone fracture detection
rerun
or segmentation, this is what we are building.
the
That's one, right?
clone.
And I want us to have like
And
what are the data set that we are having, right? What are the data set that we
so,
are using, right?
so the thing
Any
about
kind of models
anti-gravity
that we
is
are
that
using, right? If you are using one model or
oh,
not, right?
so the
I
thing
want us to
about
have all those
anti-gravity
things
is
well
that
documented and well
anti-gravity
standardized. And
can
apart from
open
that,
the
right?
browser, open your browser by
Since
itself,
we
and
have
then
like
it can
different
run
like
certain
levels of data
processes.
science,
There are
data
certain things that you're doing on anti-gravity that
so
sometimes
if
it
they are
can
going to agree
open
on building just
your
one
browser
model
for you
and
and then
or
start
right, or they could build like
navigating
multiple
through
models, right?
like what it is doing at
And
that
we could
time
sort of see
and then just like move on.
they all
So
if it's going to be
this
one
is
model,
because
that's one
like
thing.
because we are on
But if it's going to be multiple so if it's
what's
going
the
to be
name?
one model, have to
that
decide,
planning
like
mode.
they have
It
to
is
like
bringing up a task
discuss
checklist
very well with
first,
themselves, like
allow for us to review before it moves
and
on.
if it's going to be
But
if it's going to be more
that was
standardized
why
with
I said that
different population,
normally if I'm running
but
on
yeah,
my own,
before we can accept any
I'll
model,
just
right?
go on. I would not use
Anything, it has
planning. I
to
would
be.
use the
We have
task
to see
mode
that
so that
this
we
is
can
probably the
go
best
as fast
performing
as
model,
possible.
right?
But just to
It's
show
like
you
it has to
how
be like you
planning
have to
mode
come and
works,
defend
this is how planning mode works. It brings out
wherever it is, right?
a
Before we accept
checklist,
it.
and the
I
checklist
mean,
here is that it is stopped. It's supposed to
I
stop
always say we should
current
going
development
towards
server
having
first.
one
We run the
baseline,
development
one
server.
good baseline.
Now you can, if you're not
Maybe
technical,
if
you
it's
don't need
just
to
going
worry
to be
about everything that is
pro
saying there. But
fraction detection of maybe
um,
just the arms of the arm
for technical people, they will understand what it's trying to
just
do.
have that one for
So it is running by itself. It's restarting
I've
the
always said
development server to
send
deploy the
that or
project
whatever, right?
locally.
But the idea is I don't know if you are getting we should standardize something, we know
So,
data sets.
If you
Everybody-
read what is on this
we
side, let me
have
try
to
to
be getting
expand it.
standardized now. I don't want it to be. It's. I think right
Because,
now.
I mean, this is where we're supposed to be
because I
focused
think
on.
Mark also was
So
saying
if you read what's on this
some
side, you see that it's
models
saying that it's
or
waiting
what,
for
some data
NPL.
set
Yeah.
but
That's
I
why
think
the
he was saying
bytes
it because
server
like,
in the
most of
background and then
links I
opening the
sent,
browser, so we're
especially
going to
the
view this
group,
site. So it's going to pop up and open my browser by itself very soon.
Some of them were like 40 something,
Just
90
hold on for a while.
So, but so there is also like the point that someone is saying there is not enough data set, and someone is saying he's downloading about 49 gig data set, which is too much, or someone is complaining about the space of data set, right? So we have to have all those things standardized, right? We know what has been done.
Okay.
So like it has
Launching
to be more strict.
browser.
I don't know if it is not strict in a way, but we have to take it more to bigger level now, right? So that's
So just to say, it is doing this all by itself.
because if we keep
It's
doing
going
it
to
like this, we keep
enter
coming
the
next week, coming next
the
week,
link
coming
by
next week,
itself.
and
It's
nothing
going
is
to
gonna-
navigate the site by
we're not
itself.
gonna have anything.
Antigravity can work this way. So like that's why we kind of moved to antigravity, because with antigravity we can do more, we can experiment more, and then we can ship faster also. It's just so automated. It's like an agent running inside itself, so it can do things for you. It can take control of your computer and do things that it wants to do for you. Okay, that's taking this long. Something. Okay, yeah. So we can know that's worked now since that worked on that. So sorry. Let me know if you can see my screen. If you can see what's going on, just thumbs up. Okay, thank you. Okay, so Antigravity has opened the app on this. This should work now, at least. Yes. So, there's somebody on the question. Okay, yes. So yes, anti-gravity gives a VS Code vibe because it is, like I said again, it's a VS Code wrapper actually. So it's going to give a VS Code vibe. That's like the idea. It's a VS Code wrapper. So the problem here is that it's not the problem is with the deploying of the application that we are seeing a blank screen when we're deploying. That is not anti-gravity's fault. This is the application's fault, the way AI Studio built it. And these are the kind of small problems that I run into. I'm just going to I'm going to move to fast mode for the pace of this call, the pace that we need to move on at. So I'm just going to tell it that the screen of the page is blank. It should homepage. Homepage. see. Okay. So let's see what it's showing here. Okay, so the thing is, it is actually trying to fix the problem just as much as it is seeing the problem. So because you can see this is running, it is working on it as we are talking. Even before I try to tell it what is going on, it is actually working on it. But so I'm contemplating actually leaving it and allowing it to just work on it right now. But it might be slower than if I prompt it first. Let me just monitor it here on my own browser, in my own browser, so I don't close its own system. Okay. So if you look at what it's trying to do here, it's still loading. It's open. It's trying to check what is wrong. It's noticed that the page that is here is blank. It's trying to check what is wrong and all those kind of things. So you can try to check what is wrong and all those kind. But I'm going to stop it. I'm going to stop it here because it's going to take too much time if I don't stop it. I'm just going to tell it the problem here so that it solves that problem directly without it doing it itself. So in case you run into something like this and it is trying to solve the problem itself, just stop it and prompt it properly so that it doesn't open, it doesn't waste your time. I'm going to close what it opened since I already have it open on my browser now and I know what's wrong. So local 3000 is what is open on my browser and this is just a blank screen. It is thinking and then it is trying to solve the problem now, particularly the problem that I have highlighted. And I moved it to fast mode, so it is not planning anymore. Okay, so it seems to be a problem with the fact that on Google AI Studio, I was using Gemini API key directly connected to Gemini, but right here on Antigravity, since I've moved off Gemini's network, which is Gemini's direct network, it's disconnected me from the Gemini main network. So when you're reading on Google AI Studio, you're connected to Gemini's network. You can use the AI capabilities on that network, and then it's easy for you to run AI things. But the moment you move off it, you get disconnected. The moment you move to Antigravity, so whatever you're doing, you have to import like Gemini API key and then work locally or something like that. Then you're building for production. You need to like build on your system so that you can see the problems before you go and upload whatever you are doing on AI Studio. So you notice that throughout this whole stage that it is debugging, that it is finding out problems, it is asking me for permissions to do some certain things. Yeah, so the problem has shown me here. Okay, now it has loaded properly. So you see how just prompting in Antigravity, I've been able to like solve my problem at the end. Let me make sure that. Yes, this is requesting you to provide API, Gemini API key before proceeding. That's the same thing that I'm trying to deal with here. So yes, it will actually just try to make sure it fixes. Just try to tell it that it should just bring up the interface without the Gemini key problem. Try to bypass the Gemini key problem. Now the thing about it is that now if we post this, it might not work. It's okay. So I think it has fixed our problem totally. I hope it's able to like bring us the metric. But let's see if it will work. Exactly.
Bukola, there's one question on the chat. I think it's a really good one.
Okay, so you're asking why we use Google AI Studio first, then Antigravity. Now the reason why we use the Google AI Studio first is to so that we don't have to imagine. So the reason why I use Google AI Studio, you can decide to use Antigravity from scratch. That's totally fine. But AI Studio would help us imagine faster than we can with Antigravity. With Antigravity, you need to how do I explain it? Because it is a technical tool in the normal sense of it is built to be a technical tool. But we're trying to use it for non-technical reasons, and that's the reason why I started with Google AI Studio, so that we don't have to use too much technical terms when we are starting with anti-gravity, so that we can just continue from the non-technical part and move into it. I hope that answers the question. So this is not going to work. Why I'm saying this is not going to work is because again API key is not connected, and for non-technical people, API key is sort of like the things that allow us to use Gemini AI directly from Gemini something. So we need the access. It's the access key that allows us to use Gemini AI to analyze this report. Now, normally, now AI is expensive, which means that, and that's the problem about building with AI. AI is expensive to use. If you want to use AI like locally, or you want to deploy it, it's going to take a lot of what would that word be? It's going to take a lot of money for you to do it. But if you are doing it on AI Studio, it is going to be free totally, as long as you remain on AI Studio. But the moment you move out of AI Studio, you need to pay for it. But what I'm going to do here, or what I'm going to advise you to do in your own free time, is to look towards using. I'm trying to remember the name of this local AI that I use. Sorry, there are local AI that you can deploy on your. I'm just going to explain fully. There are local AIs that you can use on your PC, that you can deploy on your PC. I have one deployed on my PC. I can't remember the exact name of the AI, so I'm going to accept all the changes that it has done here. I can't remember the exact name of the AI. If anybody can remember the name of this very popular local AI that we have,
Olama?
Yes, Olama. Thank you, Olama. So I use Olama on my. There's a particular version of Olama that I use on my laptop that I can use to continue this. Now I really want to round up this and just keep you guys instruction what you can do, what you can play around with on anti-gravity. I'm just going to run one last prompt on anti-gravity just to make sure that
within the data science team, right?
just make sure that you can see how links and gravity and delay before. But I'm going to tell you that you can try to install Olama on your laptop. Try to look at the process to install Olama on your laptop. One of the versions. There are various versions. Depending on the size of your laptop, you need to also look at that side. Okay, I use an 8 gig RAM laptop, I use a 16 gig RAM laptop, that's 2 gig RAM laptop. Look at the ones that fit your laptop properly. So it would matter so that your laptop will not be hanging. Please. Just so I know that it's Bukola that gives me something to install that will hang the laptop. So when you do that, you can just tell it to connect. You can prompt it from here. Once you install that Olama version, whatever Olama version you decide to go,
so that's why I said
you can prompt it from here to connect that Olama version or that Olama AI model.
Technically correct.
Sorry, hold on. I'm just going to. Don't mind me. I have totally forgotten the name of the.
I didn't exactly know.
Name of the model that I am using
I
on my
don't really think it's
laptop.
technically correct like that right now, because all the data set outside there has been used to train the model.
I need to. Okay, so but aside that,
if you have said that, oh,
let me see if
you
it's going to drop in my memory.
have some license that we don't want to use, that might be a valid argument.
So you see that there's the Olama library, something that
people
we
that outside there are like there,
making
they have
this
been used
device
to
fast
model,
enough to
can't use
open
for
this.
startup, right? So that's why I said there are like 49 gig of data set
Yeah, can you
outside.
see my
We
screen?
have not checked it. Not only 49 gig, there are a lot of them like that, right? So that's why I said we still need to have those sort of you have to look at those data sets. If Divine start getting data sets a day, we won't be able to get maybe even 500 MB of data set, right? And if Divine start
Okay, just so that I don't dwell too much on that side,
it's a lot of
let's go back
of,
to
like, process of
Gemini.
labeling, right? We need some expert to do the labeling, right?
There was something, so there was a step by step, step one where we
So my sort of
look at
proposal
it.
is two things, basically two things. Looking at the data set
Step
that's
two architecture from
right? Any kind of base model that we are going to be seeing,
Okay,
you need to know what
we've
kind of
gone past
data
all
set that is
this.
for training those
um
right?
he writes the
And also,
Angular
like, the
integration
second thing
between
is that
generative
I don't
AI
think it's technically correct to say because models are all the data sets are outside there.
convert the
You know,
updated
like then you
okay.
can't use it for startup. It's not technically correct. A
I'll
model that
say
you say
we've
model
gone
that is
this.
wrong, it might be the way they
We've
train
gone
it.
past
But
this.
the
Okay,
question
okay,
you should be
okay,
asking
okay.
is
There's so the thing is with the prompts, with the first prompt, we've gone past a lot of the
what's the
other
architecture,
prompts
right?
that's in.
If you don't
We've
know
gone past
that,
the
if
this
you don't
prompt.
say because
But I just want to make sure that
then it's
there's something we
I
can
don't think
do
it's
on
technically correct, right? So that's my point, right? So let's look at whatever the data set that we have currently. What
web
define is also
application.
looking for the
So
other
convert.
data set that we are looking for, right? But
So I'm going to
whatever
tell
we
it
have,
on this that you convert
49 gig of data set
this
is not
product
a small data set. Anywhere
into
in the world, like
a
anything
web
that you want to train,
application
49 gig
field.
of data set is not something that is very, very small, right? So let's look at those things.
Allowing
Let's look at those things like critically, right? And
accounts to access basic functionality. Now, if you really want to create a basic product, you really don't use this particular prompt that I'm using. This one complicates your product. It makes it not just a website anymore. It makes it a web application. And I'm just going to explain that web applications are different from websites in that web applications is they're the kind of products that you log in and then you sign up and then you use the application. It's different from a website, say that it's just a landing page that allows you to just do something. An example, a good example would be small PDF or all those PDF converters that you use. You can just find any PDF converters, you can just upload something, it converts it to maybe documents or converts it to another format. That's basically it is a product or it is a website, it's working as a website. But the moment they let you log in or create an account, then it becomes a web application. It's like, I mean, for basic terms, that's how I can explain it for you. But in basic terms, that's how I can explain it for you. But in the simple terms, if you want to keep it simple, leave it as a website. Don't make it a web application. So I'm going to go to monitor what's happening here. Exactly. So you see that here it has because I mean at the end of the day we build a product, maybe not a perfect product of course, but we build a product. Now if you wanted to build a tax manager, you can do it the same way. Now if you want to build something that is not using AI, that would even be the most perfect thing to build with this kind of a tool because now we wouldn't be bothered about an API key problem or something like that. So, if you have any questions, please, you can just ask, and then we just attack that and wrap this up. Oh, thank you so much, Usman, for explaining a lot of these things that I've been saying over, like the API keys, web application, difference between website and web application. Also, remember to post your learnings on social media. We select participants that post whatever they learned. We select them, and then we'll send you something just to appreciate you. But I'm still waiting if anybody has any question. We have any question, but just
entirely like different type of stuff using AI. So I'm looking forward to seeing you guys there again. And like to those that joined early on and then stayed to the end of the program, to the end of the session today, like really appreciate you. And massive thanks to Bukola as well for toiling through the internet issues and everything, rejoining. Thank you to Usman as well, Ali Usman, for following along, and to everyone that has also like followed along. Massive thanks to Usman, who has been recording at the back end. The video session recording will be uploaded on YouTube, and you can go ahead to like just watch the video once again. If there's any part, if it like, I want to implore everyone here to, try to like build the same thing themselves, because that's how like you build a practice. And like the only way you can become good at things like this is by like putting in the work, putting in the time, building after like building it again and again. And I'm really looking forward to like seeing like the amazing things that you guys do. And remember to like post your learnings on social media, tag us, use the hashtag, and for sure we'll be happy to connect with like people that want to like connect with us further. And as I said, massive thanks to everyone that has joined. Massive thanks to the facilitator as well. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys tomorrow at the same time, 6 p.m. Yeah. If you have any question, please feel free to put it in the chat right now. In the absence, I think we'll be ending this session. And I see. Wait, I need to shout out this person. I see Bukola Olapade. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining, Zeno. I hope you're doing good. Thank you for your support each time. Whether directly or indirectly, you're always there. So thank you. All right. I'll be ending the session now. Bye bye, everyone. See you all tomorrow.